Let me make sure mic is on and everything is working. And we're going to talk about the gospel gap. And I think there's some different angles we could go with the gospel gap conversation. Who's out there? Hello. Last time I was doing this, it was a gloomy day. Today is a very nice day. And taking Cassie with me as usual. Where's this doggy? Right here. And so, first of all, I don't know if you guys saw the video that was posted earlier today, but I just kind of stumbled upon it. I don't often seek out the videos of people anymore who are trying to prove us wrong that Pastor Bob was not Elvis, because I've seen handfuls of them in the past, and it's just kind of been the same old junk, really. The same couple pictures that we've all seen over and over again, and many years between the pictures. And then poof, they just magically say at the end, see, he wasn't Elvis. And so wasn't planning on making that video, but it was just one of those days that I wanted to point out how huge the holes were with the date gaps. And so that kind of got me thinking, hi Trish, that got me thinking about, for this video topic, this live stream, to talk about the gospel gap, which essentially what I'm thinking is we're talking about how we have this gap from Elvis' death in 1977, and really can't find much from old Pastor Bob, before that time, or for a good handful of years after that time. But then 1990, here comes the new artist Bob Joyce, fully gray beard and hair, and he sounds just like Elvis, and the songs are amazing, the voice is amazing, and he just kind of like poof, he just dropped out of nowhere. And this is important, his music career has also not gone anywhere. Think about that. That's a point I wanted to mention that doesn't get talked about. I've never heard anybody say that before, so I'm going to take credit for it. So in 1990, someone with the vocal and songwriting skills of Bob Joyce, the gospel singer, forget about the whole pastor thing, forget about the theory for a minute, his career has gone nowhere. I'm talking about the musical career. I'm talking about from the skeptic's perception, right? That he's just an amazing singer and songwriter since 1990, and it's gone nowhere. Why did it go nowhere? Maybe because it was on purpose. Maybe because all of the producers and people who knew who he really was, they knew they couldn't sign him up for a contract or doing a bunch of albums and everything. The gospel gap. We got many gaps that we can speak about. Okay, pause that for a second so I can say hi to Linda. Yeah, where did Pastor Bob grow up as a child? There's just There's been photographs. There maybe hasn't been Facebook and everything since, I don't know, 2000, whenever that started, but we didn't have social media that long, but we've had photographs for a long time, and people have been using them quite extensively since, I don't know, somebody tell me when. Long time. We're going on like 75 years or something. So, and even more if you're talking about 60s, 70s, 80s, right? The years in question, the 90s. So, yeah, he was supposedly ordained as a pastor officially in 1982, I think, but apparently there's no record of his church or congregation history until like 2010 or 2011 or something. Um, what kind of pastor has that kind of mysterious start for 80 or 82, 92, 02, 12 for 30 years? So, yeah, and occasionally I'll see the comments about, leave him alone. He obviously went into hiding for a reason, so just leave it, right? But this is where things get a little bit tricky, and it can be hard to even talk about because discernment comes into play. And like I said before many times, tying everything together that's going on. Because personally, I do think Pastor Bob and the people that are around him, helping him, working with him, now we're talking about Gene Ho, George Magazine, and so on, that they know there is a plan. It's in progress. Gene has told us that himself. And there's many things that people are being breadcrumbed to pick up on and to discern and figure out. Not just this story, but so many topics. You guys know what I'm talking about. I shouldn't have to spell it out for you. So if you take into consideration, then you should really understand immediately that this is not just about Pastor Bob and Elvis. And if he truly wanted to be hiding, quiet, not in the public realm, then they wouldn't have started a YouTube channel and posting his messages. Okay, I know firsthand. Hello, Irma, Sheila, and Fran. I know firsthand, as I talk in front of you right now, that when you make the decision to be public, you're opening yourself up for comments, for all that stuff, everything, good and bad. And that's just how it is. And Pastor Bob has the sort of ultimate combination because not only is he public as a pastor who does an amazing job and is very charismatic and unique, very unique from most pastors, just in how he preaches, very direct, very, very, I don't know, I kind of describe it as not really caring what anybody thinks. That's just, like I said, how I describe it. But then he's also doubly public, for lack of better ways of putting it. And he knows that. Okay, it's a conscious decision. So for those who want to sort of protect Pastor Bob, like I get it. I've had to deal with sort of that question myself many months ago, but I'm way past it now. Because like I said, number one, Pastor Bob made the choice many times to be in the public spotlight. And it kind of comes with the territory for what he does, times two. And then also looking to the bigger picture, there's a lot of things going on, which frankly, he may not even know the half of, because he's probably not on the internet, on social media, uh, digging for things as much as many of us have. And that's nothing against him. The older you get, the older the generation, kind of typically the less you're in tune to what's going on online and all the information. And as we know, pretty much all the information that's being transferred, people are seeing things, realizing things, it's from the internet, right? Maybe a little bit in your community and whatnot, but it's nothing compared to what people are experiencing just through videos and posts and pictures online. And sorry, it's a little bit windy. It's always windy at this area. Um, Hopefully it's not cutting out. But I thought I was going somewhere with all that, but you guys not old enough to be Elvis. But I would say, how do you know that? That is the age-old question. How do you know? Because we've had dozens of people that comment on this channel that have gone there in person and said he looks like he could be every bit of 90 years old. And I've seen a lot of close-up pictures of him too that really show the age more. So is Pastor Bob Joyce's wife really Elvis's ex-girlfriend? Has that been verified? It's one of the many things. I can't say 100%, but there's been a lot of pictures we've compared that it looks like the same person to me. It really does. And